Oh, good morning, everybody. We are streaming again on Space Engineers. So, this is definitely a big change for what we were looking at the other day whenever we were designing this big old boat. Which I guess I'll have to name, and I can leave that to whoever wants to pass some names on in that comment section. That'd be great. I decided to add these little launchers off to the side, so just in case, as we're out and about, we do get docked off to the side. At least we got some defenses, at least right there, on top of the turrets, of course. And then, of course, I finished the rail guns. We got 3, of course, in the center, just these 2 at the front, with a little docking station to either take either the bruiser that I have here, one of my little fighters, mainly one of my fighters. I need to probably redesign a smaller or either an alternate design to the bruiser. And then I just have my little flanker. It was a quick design, and I needed something with some more turrets on it, because everything else over here you have to aim with your ship. So got 3 of them so far right now, and I wanted a little spot to put them, so I started working down here underneath my little industrial plant that I've got going on, which y'all might have seen on my other worlds. I just printed it up into this one real quick. Got my little industrial fans going. I've got my little assemblers here in the center and my cargo spot over there. And then just, of course, a general way I would like to get the LCDs working with actual live data. But we will take care of that at a later date. And right now we just need to focus on at least making a little hangar. Here will be the main hangar bay doors I'll have right here. So that way, when you come out, it's somewhat cinematic as you come out and zoom either above the bridge or underneath it, coming out into the lake. I do have my little ferry barge over here, which I will be turning this into the primary station. And it'll have a huge drone rig attached over here to the left, where all my drones will go out and collect it from all the little drilling platforms that I'm going to have set up here. But of course the ferry will just be the man-made transport, the one that we can drive back and forth. I want to set it up with a little AI, but I'm very much debating it, just to have something that's at least constantly moving between the 2 bases. Which, I know at that point I'm not will build the main base onto this one, the main, I guess, control room. I want to build more of these. Why are you not working? Oh, you were just bugged. Are you the same? Yep. Yeah, I definitely need to get these worked on, my little solar trackers. But I like them because they're large enough. 6 panels each. And then I've got my little smokestacks and my windmills, as well as some external ones over here. Man, this is going to look good, I hope. Because this, I just want it to come out and be, I guess, the foundation for the observatory that we're going to put probably right here, which will overlook ships coming in and out, and then we'll keep track of the main dock, so that way we can see either this is docked or the ferry is docked, which I probably would multi-layer that, where got the foundation over here, bring it up, be their second layer of docking, which I can either put over here, which wouldn't be a bad idea, but I kind of want to just do it as like a second level. That'll go up right here and then come out as a second dock where we can have other ships docking as well, either same, I guess destroyer, not even a destroyer class at this one. This one's more of just a cruiser, I guess. Yeah, I would consider it a cruiser. It might be a little oversized, but ultimately just out of functionality. Primarily forward driven, and of course it's meant to be here in our atmosphere, but it can't go space. Which actually, I don't think it can. Ooh, I could do that. I might come back with a redesign for this one to have some large thrusters right here coming up as a smokestack. That way I've got some top thrust, because I realized I don't have any, like not even the ion. Because on the original design I had for it, I did have some ion. I had them lined up the row, acting as the rails for this, where I technically have these turrets now. Or I could technically embed it up here at the front, but I really like having this open deck space. So in case I get a dropship design fully designed and not just using the Pelican that I like. Yeah, we could do that. That way, yeah, we can. It'll be great. Yeah, we'll just do the smokestacks technically right here. It'll get rid of that turret. Well, then I may not even specifically put it. A lot of ideas, we'll think about that later. Primary things first, get this hangar going. Because I want to make sure I've got a little place for these little stingers to come through. I love this pole. Flying is terrible, I'm terrible at it. Alright, so for primary design I like to do the little grading, and I'm always going to do it the layer just below that. We will take this. Not about that far back, that'd work. That's it, PCU wise. Okay. I tend to over expect how much PCU we have and how much it'll freak my computer out. I'm making sure I stay within those levels. So I think that should be good. Well, at least for spacing. I'm actually going to go ahead and bring out one of the drilling ships. This one is just off of the workshop, but I can honestly grab whatever. This is the one I tend to use right here. Because I like that it's just battery. It's just atmospheric thrusters. get this little wall cleaned up a little bit. We still got about an hour. But yeah. And back here will be the stairway that'll kind of lead up right outside the refinery. But kind of want to bring it over, you know, let this be the start of it where we bring it over, but we'll get to that in a second. My keep overthinking it. There. Not even like that for the freaking hanger design. Because I mean, this is pretty much, I want to have little pistons that come up, and it's either meant for the bruisers or these, where they can be a little height offset. It's a cargo right there. Let's bring these out first, and then we'll just actually, that's the case. So I need to make room for technically all ships, not just my little stingers. Those little suckers are tall. Actually, we'll use this as the test run, this one. We'll do those at the edges. Yeah, because then that lets me have my little balconies above. But my solar trackers are banging around back here. It's like I watch them, they're not gonna move. I walk up. Little suckers. Clang is not nice. Right there, right there. There. To that one. I could do that with the yellow. I don't know if I have. Oh wait, yeah, I do. I can keep that with that rusty look. There, down, and then I can have, is it interior lights, or is that spotlights? No, spotlights. Put it there, and there. Kind of bring that across. I don't like how that still doesn't block it either. Alright, y'all need to chill. Looks like we're removing these lower ones. Yep, figures. Alright, sun's down, they're off. That gives us this one, and that one. I don't have anything in between that. I could do this. And there. Yeah, we don't even have to do it there. That'll just be a waste. So I could do this. Alright, 7. Do this. Let me see if I can get some. I forgot. There's a reason I'm not doing that. Do those angled. Here's my button panel. Eek. All my modules. Finger one, we'll just Stingray bait or 1. That's what we're just gonna call the little little fighters that I made earlier. Oop. There we go. Stingray. one. And we can actually just save it as that. Turn those off. So collectors, conveyors, floodlights outside, tanks outside. Okay, nothing too crazy yet, which is okay. Just make sure these work. I know, clickety clackety. What's up, Grady? Madu Keg. I'm sorry, I've forgotten. Secrecy. Well, how did I close that? Ah! Well, how do I get out of that? Ah! There we go. I got it. There we go. Here's the button panel. Got rid of that. I think it'd probably be better to move my mouse, but my stuff is clickety clackety either way. It'll probably be a little better if I do that. That way I also have some more room for my stuff. Turn myself, that was getting a little disorienting. Take that across. Take that across. That. No, actually. Man, if I technically had knew how to multi-grid stuff, I would totally make a small piston that extends. No, I could hinge that. Ah, yeah, I could totally hinge that. I could do that. Okay, well, hold on. Let's you and you. Oh, different colors. Oh, these are technically different colors. Yeah, we could keep it like that. One of these, that one. So I would say one of these are bound to have that little piece. Yeah, and I can just do that one. Yeah. I can pull that probably. Yeah, 8 blocks would be fine. Blocks. Oh, dude, you have no idea. I love it. I'll get out of it. But at the same time, I know how disturbing it is to the ear sometimes whenever you're just trying to listen to specific things and all you're hearing is that clickety clackety. Do that there. Bring that across with the slabs. Whatever should do that. Would that have been better? Oh man, that would have been way better. Same thing over there. That way, whenever I do this one, boom. Ah, man, this This is gonna suck. I made them even numbers. And 6 across. I should have done. Well, I say that. Hold on. Let's grab a stinger. Let's see how well 6 does for it. Because I also wanted to grab something wide. That part. Oh, duh. So you can kind of see how that feels for it. Ooh, perfect. Yeah, so I guess it is a good thing I did 6. That way we come in here. Technically park, you turn the engines off. But that makes me think that if I should keep out like the little hinge systems. Or honestly, I could say screw that. Let this be the workstation. I can have it like a shelf for my drones, at least up here. I don't have this stuff odd numbered, but that gives me a place where I can technically come down here, work on them, and then do the same thing for over here. Let it just be the workstations. We can drive the stuff back and forth using one of the haulers, because I think oops, I'm parked. Let's see here. She's a bigger gal, so I gotta be slow with her. I don't even know if that's technically too big for her. Well, time to find out. It might technically be too tall. Thank you. Yeah, I kind of want to change the skybox up there, something from the Steam Workshop, because I know some guys have made some pretty backgrounds. Now that should actually technically, even if I have the bay doors there. And then I could technically bring this, I mean, shoot, it takes up almost the whole chunk of the bay, but and it scrapes the back. PY, turn all that off. Wow, no, that's actually fine. Yeah, because then I got the ramps coming up right here. We see the tip of this little warship. Come in, work on it, yada yada, make sure the projectors are on. Oh, that's what I could do. Okay. I could probably make a little wall press of welders, so that way they push down. Whatever's unwelded can get welded real quick. They'll do their thing and then go back up. I could do the same thing for that printer. Oh, I could... Oh, that'd actually be perfect. I can make use of the empty foundation that if I moved out the foundation this direction, I could make use of that and turn it into a ship printer for the Stingers. Yeah, we can do that. Because then this can also act as like a temporary warehouse storage for any of the cargo containers right here. I can make another little bridge kind of going over to here or wherever else. Make this like another little platform down here. Yeah, because that'll let it be multi-staged. We'll have the main deck where, of course, we got our trackers, where we've got the refinery, where we'll have the observatory sitting. That'll be the main deck. Down here, all cargo storage, and then the upper part can technically just be more docking space for the large battleships. Yeah, we could totally do that. Let's do that. Because then I could technically make these little drone suckers, these things. I could turn them into drones, I don't want to. Let's see if I install Pam. I don't want to install Pam. Yeah, because these are about the size of the haulers. These are a little, and then they can shuffle. Well, actually, in that case, I should might as well start digging this stuff out here. Space is that giving me? Man, it'd be great if it was daytime. There we are. Yeah, that should technically give me the space. I think that'd be enough. I know, great. The mining montages. I don't have them yet. Then again, we're live. Kind of just want to piston system this, just so it's linear. I guess there's something more meaningful to me about just carving out the mountain itself. I mean, I might actually have to go deeper than this, because I know that makes room for the hauler. I mean, honestly, the hallways only need to be 1 block wide. I think I should be good. Yeah, and I need to make this space back here. Make my shelf, my little parking space for all these stingers. So how you doing, Keg? How is everything? Having fun? Enjoying the weekend? I have to expand this way, I know that. No, that should give me plenty of space. Oh yeah, there we go. But that made a big chunk of a difference out here. Oh yeah. Should have cleaned up the back pretty well. I guess I should probably just take out the whole piece. Fuck it. Take out the mountain. I should probably check to see how much of a block space they take up. Whenever they are odd numbers. Before I technically build the shelf. Penetrate the mountain. Giggity. I say that and like Fox just like peeks their head in. What'd you say? Sign here, here, and here. Back. Trim up that a little bit. Much like we should trim down probably. No, I was about to say we should probably trim back actually down, but it's just a shelf. I shouldn't need to. Might as well make that a little. I could also technically make this the garage for rovers. Just sucks I can't put them on the. You can. I just realized that. I'm dumb. Yeah, we could do that. I need to stop overcomplicating it. Just do it for the rovers. Because what I could also do is make a little exit over this direction. Because you see how it comes out to the terrain right underneath my tanks. I can make this right here technically like an emergency door. I know I like to be Swiss Armied up with all these extra drills. Giggity. But yeah, I make a little ramp that'll just come out here. And then, yeah. Let them come out and explore the mountains. Or if they need to, technically. Yeah, come out there, drive around. Come over to here, and they can technically access the drilling ports. Why am I getting a meteor shower over here? Don't take out. I hope it didn't take out the. No, it didn't. Okay, we're good. The ferry. The ferry is fine. Yeah, the ferry is good. That I want to be able to. Yeah, I definitely want that to move back and forth between the main buildings. Make it seem a little bit more alive. Solar trackers are so much smaller now, it's sad. Yeah. I could technically line the top up here with spotlights angled down. Honestly, that may not be necessary. I could actually. Do that at 10. Not what I meant to do. Definitely not what I meant to do. Hey. We okay? Anything damaged? Doesn't look like it. the whole point of adding some of these Gatling turrets around the base, hopefully to stop any of that. So yeah, that also looks like the floodlights are working the way I was hoping. Oh man, that looks perfect. That's exactly what I was hoping for it to look like. Just enough radius to cover the actual ships. Still make it feel like that little garage lighting. Go around, work on it. Trim up whatever I need to. Let's get that shelf finished up. I can move up the stingers from up here down to here. Then, honestly, I really should add a piston. Or no. Yeah, let me do the hinge system, because that way it can just come out, connect to it, and move back and make space for it. That works. Oh dear God, I did not think that that was offset like that. That was ugly. Here we go. Fixed. None of the bruiser should. The bruiser should be fine to move through. I'll see that. Watch. Got my truck in here. Yeah, mine definitely looks cramped in here. But yeah, the bruiser should fit. I should probably get this one out. Turn off the parking. Bruiser can just sneak right in. Park however he likes, exit. Oh, you're talking about inside the... in this one? Yeah, I always like the inside cockpits now. Or at least the newer ones. That's some of the older ones. Got this one I think is the newest edition. Which just to me is a truck cockpit, which I use for my trucks. This bothers the hell out of me. I know why I didn't do it over there. But over here. I'll turn that to the archway. I don't want anything exceeding this size coming in. But for me, that's where it's always like, I like whenever it's just like a single pilot, yeah. That's why I have it for that one. But for this one, for any of my larger ships, I like having a space to come into, walk up, got all the controls, stations, and everything like that. And then you come in, you've got your whole control board in front of you, and it's just a chair. So I should probably change this window. Oh no, where are my windows? There we go. And you can see out into the front deck. And actually we can see out of these turrets here. See your other turrets, see your own ship. View in on the ferry over there, which Tetris. Yeah, that honestly, yeah. With how we have to shape everything up, yeah. But that'll give me this boat being my favorite. The Stingers being, I like them on their outside design just because I like having the wings. I know that they don't even serve a purpose other than technically to protect from pot shots off to the side. Just some basic engine tanks. Functionality's good. This is still technically all I see, but I've got my machine guns right there. You can kind of see them actually whenever you're shooting. But of course, maneuverability is not its strong suit. It's just meant to be forward flying. Actually, I should make an auto docking one, just so I don't have to constantly worry about how I'm aiming this thing. And it's a tight fit. I could technically fit one in here while they're working on one of the fighters, or like the Bruiser. I didn't even realize that. That's awesome. All right, what are you at? You're smoking. What are you smoking? What are you? Oh, your fuel's up. Yeah, that wouldn't be a good idea. Well, honestly, let's get you out of here. Let's just get rid of it. I don't need it. I was bringing it out just for the make sure everything's scaled up properly. Yeah, that still works now. Alright, let's finish up cleaning up the shelf back here, and we'll go ahead and finish that up. Didn't we turn this sideways? Heck yeah. Rapid fire pew pews. Back to the drilling, giggity. Alright, I should have cleaned up the main shelf. Get rid of these little suckers for a second. I'm gonna have my lights poking in here, I guess. Make sure everything looks good. I'll bring you down a couple more. Make sure the shelf is at least this tall. Does not go past that. Alright, I got a little cleaning up to do. That's okay. I can technically make it a little more taller. Yeah, let's do that. Wonder if I could do that. Man, okay, I just had a little idea where I make a little crane. Like, create little rails. Hear me out. Yeah, I could totally do that. Hold on. Watch. Let me put it. No, yeah, that's right. Let them go this far back, and it's the wheels, the posts will go up all the way, arch over, and it'll just shift back and forth to act as a little crane to technically pick up ships. Oh, lovely. Didn't realize that would die. Oh well. Oh, is that my tanks? No, why is it not moving? Well, that happens. That's what happens when you leave stuff running for too long. Make sure everything's good, weld this all back up to place. But yeah, that gives me and then I can end it right here. No, I need to stop. Well, no, I could technically just go over it. Yeah. We'll focus on that later. Get rid of this weather. But yeah, here's a little train rail. A wheel over here, a wheel over here, and it's just a big box, or like the frame of a box. And it'll just shuffle over, go down, pick up the ship, pull it up a little bit. We can refuel it from the bottom because that's where the connectors for the stingers are at. That's what that little yellow nipple down here is for. That little yellow nipple. And we can just fill it up with small bottles. Now that we actually like proper small bottles. Yeah. Okay, so that gives me all this to act as my docking bay and refinery. Now that I know what I'm doing with this. And I can, yeah, no, this is going to work out great. And then the foundation right over here, the little square for the observatory, will act as the cargo for everything that comes out the refinery or needs to be repaired for ships. Then at that point, we start moving the ship printer up to space because I want to build these rapidly. I say rapidly. I don't even know if I could. But it's almost been an hour. We're going to take a little break, and then I'll probably pop back up in here in the next 30 to 45 minutes. Let me get in there and figure out how I'm going to arrange everything. But yeah, this is going to be a shelf where the stinkers will sit. This will act as a runway and technically workstations for the mechanics. I'll have little cranes in here, and a shelf for refueling, and then over here being cargo. And I'll work on that way later.